Hey there, Matthew here. So I've done a review over the Sonos Roam Bluetooth speaker and the JBL Flip 5 Bluetooth speaker, and these two speakers kind of compete directly with each other because of their size. They're both portable small Bluetooth speakers, but this one, the Sonos Roam, is a little bit more expensive and has a lot more features, but the JBL packs a punch with the sound. So we're gonna compare the two and decide which one is the best Bluetooth speaker, or at least the best Bluetooth speaker for you. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's start off with price. For the JBL, it wins in this category. The JBL starts at $119.99, but is usually found on sale for $100, $99.99. And that sale is usually very frequent. That's just what JBL does, is overprice and then give you a sale price that is the actual should be price of the speaker. So usually it's gonna be found on sale for $99.99, but originally it's $119.99. The Sonos Roam, on the other hand, is $169.99. Pretty expensive for a speaker this small, but that price is kind of justified for the features that you get with the speaker, but it is a lot more expensive than the Flip 5. So I would definitely say price wise, I'd go with the JBL Flip 5 here. Okay, so let's go for design wise. Which one out of the two has the better design? And that's kind of subjective to your preference. The JBL Flip 5 looks very nice. It's a cylinder shape. It can fit in a cup holder or in that little mesh pocket that you have in your backpack, almost like a water bottle if you wanted to. And I just really like the design of the Flip 5. I like the design of most of the JBL speakers because you do have the exposed bass radiators right here. Let's see if I can get that. Yeah, you do have the exposed bass radiators right here. So that's really nice, and when it does play music, you can see the bass kind of booming, I guess you could say. And so it's a really neat feature, very visually cool to see that. And then you also have, I guess, this kind of cloth-like feel, cloth-like material wrapped around most of the speaker, except for this, I guess, part right here, but around most of the speaker to give you the feeling that it is a 360-degree speaker, even though it's not technically a 360-degree speaker, but you do have that nice cloth right here. And so the design-wise, this is a very nice speaker. However, I will say, and like I said in my review video, I am a little bit nervous always when I throw this into a bag, whether or not the bass radiators right there are going to get a little bit, I guess, damaged. Anything's gonna push up against them. I just don't want anything to be pushed up against it and damage them. So I do kind of put in my backpack a little bit softer or slower, or I put it in that water bottle container there. But overall, design-wise, it's very nice, and I do like that the buttons, if it is sat up correctly like this, the buttons are kind of on the top here, as you can see, the buttons being right there. Let's see if that will go ahead and focus in. Yeah, so you do see the buttons right here, plus, minus, and pause, play, and then your Bluetooth party chain button is right here. But yeah, so that is it is there, and I do like having the buttons there. And then of course you have your power button on the back right here, and your Bluetooth button right there as well. So I do like that. And then at the very bottom you do have your USB Type-C, so this does charge via USB Type-C. So on the other side you have the Sonos Roam, and this speaker is very minimalistic. There's not a whole lot to go there. You just have the Sonos logo right here, and then that's basically it. And it's made out of a hard plastic, really. So there's plastic all around pretty much. You do have the speaker grill, and this would be the front of the speaker if you were to face it like this, or even if you were to put it like that. this would be the front of the speaker. So design wise, it does seem as durable as, let's say, the Flip 5, but you do have some rubberized end caps right here, on both sides to give it at least a little bit of protection on the ends. But the middle part, I would have kind of some concerns when it comes to longevity and taking it in a backpack. But you don't have the issue of exposed bass radiators on the bottom or the sides, I guess, of this. I do like that you do have the touch functions right here on the top, or if you have it faced like this, it is on the side with the Sonos logo right there. And they are kind of hidden. You can feel them if you put your hand there, but they are kind of hidden for the most part. And you do have your play pause, your volume up, volume down, and your microphone. So that is also a big thing, is that not only does it have some features with your assistants, but it also has a speakerphone, whereas this one, the Flip 5, does not have the speakerphone. So I would definitely say design wise it's kind of a toss-up in the air, whether you like this one, it's more of a minimalistic industrial design, or you have this one which has the nice fabric with the exposed bass radiators, so that way you can see the bass as it's playing music. It's kind of a toss-up, but I would definitely give the tie to both of these. When it comes to battery life, they both have pretty good battery life. The JBL would win in this situation though, because the JBL does have 12 hours of battery life versus the Sonos Roam that only has 9 hours of battery life. However, part of that is due to some of the features that come in the Sonos Roam that we will discuss later on. However, both of these speakers do have USB-C charging. As you can see right here, here's USB there, and USB-C right here as well. So you do have two USB-C chargers. However, the Sonos Roam does up the JBL by adding wireless charging onto their speaker. So you can just set the speaker down like this if you want, just like that, and it will start charging wirelessly. However, I am not a huge fan of the wireless charger, because I find when I do place it on the wireless charger, the speaker actually does turn on. Rather than just charging the speaker, it does tend to turn on, and then you have to try to turn off the speaker while it's charging. So I just tend to plug the speaker into the USB-C port for charging rather than wireless charging. But again, I would definitely say charging wise, the Sonos Roam comes out on top, but battery life wise, the JBL Flip 5 comes out on top. However, there is a reason why the Sonos Roam does last a little bit less than the JBL, and so we're going to get to that now. So battery life, the reason why the Sonos Roam does have a little bit less than the JBL is because of some of the features that the Sonos Roam has. And those features would be, this has your voice assistant built in, so you are able to have Amazon Alexa or your Google Assistant built into this, along with things like AirPlay 2 and stuff like that. You can cast, this can fit into your Sonos ecosystem. If you already have a Sonos ecosystem, it can fit into that because it does have built-in Wi-Fi along with Bluetooth. So there are a bunch of features like that that really give this Sonos the upper hand when it comes to the speakers. The JBL does have some pretty cool features as well, such as the Party Boost function, which allows you to pair 2 or more JBL Flip 5s or JBL Flip 5s and the JBL Charge 5 together, or I'm assuming the JBL Flip 5, Charge 5, and the Clip 4. But you can pair a bunch of those together and get multiple sound, whereas the Sonos, you can do a dual pairing and have stereo pairing, but you can only pair 2 of them at one time. You can't have like 100 of them like you can with the JBL. But again, you do get your native assistant built in, Google, Amazon, I believe you can get Siri on here as well, and so that's also a really good game changer, is that you do have that. And this has built-in Wi-Fi along with your Bluetooth, so you can connect this to your Sonos ecosystem, or you can pair it to your Phone. Cool thing is when it is paired to Wi-Fi, you can have it start playing your Spotify music through the speaker rather than having it play through the phone. So just be aware of that as well. With the JBL, you can't do that. It's just this or however many you want connected to this, but it can't connect via Wi-Fi with that. So when it comes to Bluetooth, the Sonos also comes out on top of the networking, the Wi-Fi as well, because the Sonos uses Bluetooth version 5.0 versus JBL, which uses Bluetooth 4.2. I don't know why JBL went with Bluetooth 4.2. I know their Charge 5, I have it somewhere else, has Bluetooth 5.1, and so I'm not sure why they chose Bluetooth 4.2 on the Flip 5, but the Sonos does have Bluetooth 5.0. So not a huge difference, but the higher Bluetooth version is in the Sonos as well. So just be aware of that. So I would definitely give connection wise to the Sonos speaker. When it comes to durability, both of these are very durable. Like I said though, I would be kind of concerned or worried about the exposed radiators for the bass on the Flip, but both of these have an IP67 water resistance, water and dust resistance, so you should be fine when it comes to taking these to a campsite, work site, anything like that, to the pool. They should both work pretty well and be good for whatever setting that you have when it comes to the durability, the ruggedness of both of these speakers. Finally, lastly, we're going to talk about sound. Which of these speakers sounds better? And honestly, they both sound amazing. The JBL Flip 5 overtook my Bose Micro as my favorite Bluetooth speaker, especially when it came to sound. Just the sound of the Flip 5 is amazing. You can definitely hear the bass, but you can also hear everything else without having that sacrificed for the bass. When it comes to the Sonos, this speaker right here has become one of my favorites, if not my favorite Bluetooth speaker that I have now. It just sounds amazing. For such a small device, you can get a ton of bass out of this without sacrificing mids and highs. I will say the JBL does give you more of a warmer sound, but the Sonos sounds really good as well. I think no matter what, when it comes to sound, you are not going to be, I guess, sad or remorseful that you got either or. They both sound amazing. I don't know, I would give it a toss-up. I think that the JBL sounds more natural, but the Sonos sounds really good as well. One thing I will say that I did notice is that higher volumes, like not at like mid volume or anything like that, but super high volumes, the JBL Flip 5 does, I guess, distort a little bit. The bass kind of gets less accurate and becomes more muddied when you get higher volumes, whereas the Sonos, the bass is still really good bass without sacrificing anything else, the mids and highs at higher volumes. So if you are going to listen to these at higher volumes, I would definitely say try the Sonos, but both of these are going to sound really good. And if you want something that is going to give you great sound at a higher volume, trying to, I guess, fill a larger room or fill outdoors, I actually am going to make a video on the Charge 5, comparing that with the Sonos Roam, but the Charge 5 would be the better option. I've actually made a Charge 5 review video that I will link in the video description, along with putting, I guess, a card somewhere up here, and that will send you to that video. But the Charge 5 would be more for entertaining outdoors, whereas these would be more entertaining inside of your apartment or your house in a smaller room, or in a living room if you want to do that without filling up a whole lot of sound in the living room. So I would say overall these are both really good speakers when it comes to sound, and so I think it's more of a tie. It's more of your preference of your sound stage. let's finally just go real quick into the apps. Both of these speakers have an app that is accompanied to it. The Sonos one, the JBL one, has an app, and it does allow for firmware updates and for party pairing, I guess, connect party, whatever they call it, but it is just for that. You can't tweak any settings or anything like that. You only have it for doing firmware updates and connecting to more than one speaker. Whereas the Sonos app, you use that actually for all your Sonos devices now, and you can tweak not just this firmware update, doing firmware updates and all that, but you can kind of tweak a little bit of the music settings as well, such as your EQ. But overall, these are great speakers. So the real question is, are these speakers worth it? And if you had to choose between the two, which one should you get? And that is kind of subjective. It kind of depends on a couple of factors, but the main thing is, do you have previous Sonos speakers? If you do, then I would definitely say the Sonos Roam would be a great fit, because it does fit inside of the Sonos ecosystem. At $169.99, it is not a cheap small Bluetooth speaker. Actually, this competes money-wise with the Charge 5, the bigger brother of the JBL speaker. However, it does pack a lot of cool features. So if you aren't worried about money and you do have a Sonos ecosystem, the Sonos Roam will be the better speaker for you. However, if you are a little bit worried about money, the JBL Flip 5 is going to be the speaker for you. At only $119.99, this speaker packs a huge punch, and for the money you get a ton of bang for your buck, I guess. The sound is amazing. The separation of your bass and your mids and highs are great there as well. The design, other than the passive bass radius being exposed, the design is great, and I think overall this is a great speaker. And if usually they do tend to put this on sale for $99.99, so if you can find it for that, this would be a steal, and you can buy two of these for a little bit more than the price of the Sonos Roam, especially if this is on sale, and you can do pairing, stereo, and all that. So if you don't have the Sonos ecosystem already built, and you don't care about accessing your Google Assistant, your Amazon Assistant, or your Siri, or anything like that, then the JBL Flip 5 is going to be the speaker for you, especially for the original price of $119.99, or even the sale price of $99.99. This is a great steal for that sale price. So again, it really is subjective and just depends on your a couple of factors that play into the price and the design, I guess, of which one's best for you. But overall, I don't think you will be upset at whichever speaker you buy. So again, $119.99 found on sale for $99.99 and $169.99, but I'm sure Sonos will later on come out with a sale for maybe $150 or something like that for the Sonos Roam. But this one is, in my opinion, a really great speaker, and so is this, just a little bit more expensive. So thank you guys for watching. That has been my JBL Flip 5 versus my Sonos Roam Bluetooth speaker comparison. I believe both of these are great Bluetooth speakers, especially for their price tags, and I really wanted to compare them because they do compete size-wise with each other. Later on, I will come out with a comparison video, I guess, of the Sonos Roam and the JBL Charge 5, because the Charge is closer to that price tag of the Sonos Roam speaker. So I did a size comparison with the Flip 5, and then I'll do I guess a money comparison with the Charge 5 later. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified when I post another video. Until then, everyone, stay safe. Peace.